And now I would like to invite Dr. Karthik back to the stage.
Again, we can give them one more round of applause. They always, for all the past 10 years, always the first week, all of them are extremely confused. So in the sense, when we form team, a computer science person working with psychologist or sociology person, so it's all mixed up like that. They all become just like, what is going on? Why did they pick us? What are they doing? Kind of thing. And then they don't know anything about the problem, anything about the domain. Their self-confidence at that point in time will be very low. And gradually, as we work and as we coach on them, their self-confidence builds up and their inner talent comes out of the way. And that's what we are seeing here right now on the stage of them taking themselves seriously, practicing it, and then performing well right now. So again, give them once more a round all applause. So I put this one back again, so anyone now you can see who presented what project, what you liked. So again, as I said, they're all up for grabs if you want it, right? So now they have relieved findings, so they've said what they found. But I also want to make it very clear, they did not show everything here that they will be sharing to their community partner. So keep that in mind. So there's a lot more hidden in here than what you see. So, but now we do need to hear from our community partner, what does this all mean? So they're really going to answer 3 questions. What is their biggest big reveal? So what does that mean for them, impact-wise for their organization? And then what they're going to do moving forward with that. So with that, we will go the same order in which the students presented. In that order, each of them one by one, they will come to the stage and they will discuss. So first, I would like to invite Lesley from Community Foundation to share her thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm Lesley Banis with the Community Foundation of North Central Florida. And so we were grateful to be a part of the program this year. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for taking on our project. And to our students, I will miss our Monday morning calls to talk about data for an hour. And I appreciate the work that you did and appreciate you. So thank you so much. In answering the questions here, I would say that our biggest aha moment that we called it about our wicked problem was really adding that 990 data. We had some of that 990 data in our philanthropy hub, but not the detail. And so the importance of bringing in all the detail for Alachua County and North Central Florida's nonprofits will really help us see a full funding picture. Where is funding being missing on some of these projects and some of the community indicators, and where can we be placing funding in our community? So appreciate them encouraging us to include the full 990 data for the nonprofits serving our community. So thank you. That was our biggest aha moment. And our insights. You can imagine that our problem seemed so simple. We had 2 sets of data and they just weren't talking to each other. And it seemed simple, but I would look at this problem and not be able to figure out how to do it. How do I tell our community, here's who's doing the work, here's what needs to be done, but how those data overlap each other? And so appreciate the work you've done. I promise that starting tomorrow, we will dive into that data and be using it in our community ongoing. We're meeting with our elected officials, our community leaders, our nonprofits, and it's going to help funders in our community be able to see who's doing the work and are we all using the same set of data. At the end of the day, we can't solve our community's issues one nonprofit at a time. We have to be working together. So this data will help us show how the nonprofits can work together to solve the community issues, and we can look at that community indicator data to tell that we are making a difference and we can continue in our community. So thank you for the work that you all have done to help North Central Florida grow stronger as we work through the data and work from the same data points. Thank you.
Right. So next I'd like to call Jada to come to the stage, Center 4.
All right. Good evening, everyone. We are just so in awe. I'm honored to be a part of this project. Our interns, we think, did a phenomenal job, and we were just like proud parents, just clapping back there. But thank you all so much. But Center Hope, and I'm getting to question one. But so our contribution to social change. Is co-designing solutions to help mitigate child removals and investigations. So part of our success has been collaborating and co-designing with the community and specifically with our parents. So, and as social workers and community leaders, it's so very hard to stop and to analyze or to look at data. And so, what we've been doing over these past 5 years is just simply collecting and holding the data. So when this opportunity came along, we're like, absolutely, we really want to unpack and dig deeper and see exactly what's happening, what's going on, and what might be some stories to help us reveal the answer to the wicked problem. So in terms of our big reveal or our aha moment, definitely, if you all remember the slide that talked about substance abuse being the driver when it comes to children who are being removed, and we saw that was the data for Duval County overall, that being the highest reason that many families are removed. But we were just as surprised to see that number was the driver for removals in 32209. As we know, 32209 is in the urban core, is a marginalized community. So to see that where we were thinking abandonment, might be the number one cause of removal. So that was very, very surprising to see. And also we were so excited to see how hope has manifested with our families, and hope has transformed many of our communities and many of our family members, and even though that is the core of our organization and namesake, our community members and parents came up with the Center of Hope, the name, the logo. So just to see that word transform out into the numbers. So we were so excited to see that we are truly making a difference along with our parents. What will our impact be? So very interesting for us, the way that our program is designed, as I mentioned earlier, is through community input. And so before we did and do anything, we assess and we survey the community and ask them, what do you believe the needs are as we create this family resource center? And so they told us. But one of the things that we didn't hear when we surveyed our parents 5 years ago, we didn't hear anything about substance abuse. So that was very, very shocking. So what we're going to do, and I guess this kind of leads us to question 3, is do what we know how to do best, and that is talk to the community. So we're going to take this information and share with them, because as we do everything, we want to make sure that we do it with dignity and that we're very careful, and because we want to make sure that we consider their needs first, but really bring it back to them and co-design together ways that we can possibly increase or be creative with outreach to maybe some of these substance misuse or substance abuse organizations, and see how we can partner along with them, because we want that population to be included as well in the work that we're doing at the Center of Hope. So we're so honored and so thankful and excited for what else the next steps to come. So thank you.
Yep. I'll next invite Dr. Lesley Chen from Cathedral to share her perspectives.
Hello everyone, I'm Lucy Chen from Cathedral Arts Project. So see, I already know the drill because this is my 4th year on this stage. We've worked with Dan and Karthik for 4 years, and we've solved a lot of wicked problems in our community. So what is the project's big reveal from my perspective? I just have a quick question to ask. How many of you use AI daily? I should keep your hands up, please. How many of you have asked ChatGPT or Claude, teach me how to sing? Well, I tried that this morning, and the answer that it gave me was, please stand straight and then produce a sound that goes s. Well, for those of you who are not in music, you probably have absolutely no idea what it means. And those are really fuzzy things to translate into numbers. Same thing with grit, perseverance, hard work, the skills that kids develop through the arts. And what is our aha moment is that this team has allowed that to happen. It's translating all of these things into academic gains, into attendance, values that teachers, parents, and policymakers to understand. So we're truly grateful for that. What will be the impact of the project? Well, we go into the classrooms and we always talk to the students. And very frequently we would get inspiring stories, but when we talk to the military students, one little boy shared with us, he said, well, my dad's in the military. He's been there for 10 years. I can't talk about him. And we move every 2 or 3 years. I can't tell my friends why we're moving. They think I'm a coward. And there's nothing I can do about it until I met friends who are like me. And that's what this project has enabled us to do, is to connect more with military families and the children's and give them something that is a creative outlet for them to find joy and for them to gain academically as well. What are the next steps? Well, our hope is to expand this program and share some of these incredible results with our funders, with our policymakers. In the past 3 years, we've actually designed quite a few projects with City of Jacksonville. We had the Field Trip Initiative, we had the Principal of the Arts Award, and now Brave Hearts. So our hope is to expand this program to even more children. In fact, we're going to be sharing this with our partners on the base, and we're excited to share with them the incredible outcome. So thank you very much.
So next, John. Yes.
All right, thank you, everyone. John Sapora from LISC in Jacksonville, and we also have been honored to have DSSG work with us on so many different projects. It's been a fantastic, impactful relationship. So the question that we really posed was, in reviewing homes with similar characteristics, which have an exemption and which don't have an exemption? And I think the first question for most of us is, of course you would get all the exemptions that you would be entitled to as a homeowner. And I think most of us think that way, but so often people don't understand the exemption system. We have like 15 of them in Duval County, and they're different in different counties, in different states. We all know we have to pay property taxes, and we figure out how to do that at some point, but the exemptions can really save people money, especially low to moderate income people that we work with. And so it's not automatic. You have to apply. The government doesn't contact you individually, but has information on the website. So you really need to search for it and be able to understand how to take advantage of all the exemptions. And in particular, the homestead exemption. With the property tax system being on the ballot in November, if you don't have the homestead exemption, then you don't get most of the benefits from that new law, even if it passes. So that's an urgent issue for us, is to create more awareness. So the aha moment in this great research team is really that there is a way to systematically and predictably identify low to moderate income residents who should be eligible for exemptions. This is not something the government tracks. even philanthropy doesn't track it. And we work with the intersection of the inheritance system with heirs property and the property tax system. And those systems are not kind to low to moderate income people who are inheriting homes that don't have exemptions. And so this is really an invisible problem that you have made visible by the opportunity to identify these folks. So we can target now with our community partners specific neighborhoods and even go door to door and sort of choreograph our knocking campaign with our community partners to really help people save money. I can say that there is a tax auction sale at the middle of this month and the middle of next month that Duval County is holding. And so we've gotten calls about people that need to have their property taxes paid. And I know some cases where these residents just didn't realize that they needed an exemption, and their value went up maybe 4 or 5-fold over the last 3 years, and they're just in trouble with their property taxes. So that's really a really important outcome for us, and we're going to take 3 specific actions. One is to take this model. They've sort of used a small data set, and we're going to run it through our larger Duval County data set so we can really activate our community outreach. And second, we are going to submit some funding requests actually pretty soon to test this model both in Duval County, but also see how it can apply regionally and in the other markets that we're active within in the state of Florida. And then finally, the property appraiser in every county is the one that really manages the exemption process. And so my colleague Christopher Smith and I are going to be on the agenda of the Property Appraisers Association of Florida meeting coming up in September. We're going to talk about this to see if we can help property appraisers really identify these residents more so that they can actually help their own residents with the exemption process. So thank you very much, and it's been a tremendous honor to work with this great team.